what can you tell me about your interview process? And when did you know you got the gig in Atlanta?
Richard, it was a great process. I talked about this before. The process has done so much changing throughout the process and how we've gone about it and trying to make it better, to make it more fair, to make it equal and all the stuff like that. So, right away, when you're done, they set the date where you can have your first Zooms, and those Zooms pretty much get lined up back to back to back. I was fortunate enough to have 5 of them, and obviously one being the Atlanta Falcons. After you go through the Zoom process, they are able to schedule some in-persons, and you can fly in at the scheduled dates, and you try to make it. For me, it was, let's take an East Coast trip and finish back on the West Coast and finish the process of your interview. When you talk about the in-persons, I was able to do 4 of those, I believe, or get invited to 4. And I made it to 3 of them before I got back home and was going to be on my way to my last one. I got the call from Mr. Blank and stopped the whole process, and was able to, in my time, and end up in Atlanta, and was really well done by all teams, I thought, and I think it was a really fair process of what we went through as far as from a Zoom standpoint and an in-person standpoint with all the teams that I was able to sit down and talk to.
If I could go back in time and tell that defensive backs coach at Hofstra that one day you would beat out Bill Belichick for a head coaching job, what would you have said back then?
I didn't really look at it as beating out Bill Belichick. I know that's been, popular to talk about and popular documented, but I think it was more of you put your best foot forward and present your best self for whatever the opportunity was. And I thought the mesh between myself and Atlanta really worked together, and it was really a time for me to come back to a place that I had spent some time at and had some success at, and then wanted to get back and get the job finished. And I don't look at it as beating out, one of the greatest coaches. I got too much regard and respect for the people that work in this profession, especially the stuff that Bill Belichick has done.
So, last one for you on the process as well, Raheem Morris here on the Rich Eisen Show. How did it hit you? I don't know if you're aware of it or people made you aware of it, of so many players from the Rams organization and others that you have touched in your time as being an assistant in the league, that everyone was, for the lack of a better phrase, caping for you, saying you deserved it, that you were the best that they had played for. How did that hit you when so many were saying you deserved this opportunity that you did get?
Rich, I didn't really get it right away because I'm not on social media as not as driven on social media as you are, but I did get it secondhand from a lot of people on what was being said, from the likes of Jalen Ramsey and some of the other people that talk. But it really touches you because you just want to see the people. You see the people that you've affected after you're going through the process of coaching them on all walks of life, whether it be on offense, whether it be on defense, whether it be with just everyday life skills, something you help them with. All of the people that was able to comment and that did that, I thought was outstanding, including some of your colleagues from TV, and just being able to deal with you guys from a steady basis, from being a defensive coordinator or being a one-time head coach in this league, and knowing the people that you're talking to. So I thought that was really special to hear people talk about you that way.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.